everybody. I'm the Pigglesworth. Welcome back to Decidedly Vanilla. Here we are, just hanging out in the community smeltery center area thing. Not much is going on. It's a very quiet day here on the server. Arcalius and BJW are on now. I've said hello to them earlier, but I got no response. And I think we've learned that when people don't respond, there's probably one or two things going on. They are either filming or they are AFK fishing. If they're filming, they've been filming for quite some time. I get the feeling they're AFK fishing. But we are on the island, and we have added a secret little area. Look at this. So I realized once I built this, wait a minute, I need to have an access point to get to the guts of this thing in case something goes wrong. Because every once in a while, something's going to go wrong. People are going to accidentally put the wrong materials in a chest and have to retrieve it, or an update to redstone happens, or just something's going to happen. You need to access stuff. So I am making a little access point. Let's get down here and close that. And look. Check this out. So I thought that they were going to remove floating beds from 113, but I guess not. What I had done was I had to dig this whole area out. Remember how we could hear the bad guys under here? So I started digging. I placed down a bed so that I could have a place to sleep. Because I think if you don't sleep within 3 nights, then phantoms start appearing and attacking you. Even if other people on the server sleep, if you don't sleep, then they will come after you. Uh-oh. We're going to have to make a carrot run here in a second. But as I started to remove the blocks, I was like, I'm curious. So I started tearing the blocks out from underneath it. And sure enough, these boats, or not boats, these beds still float. So I'm going to leave that there for now. But this is going to be level 1 of the interior. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to be able to look right here and see items floating up. They're going to float up to a hopper. You know what? Let's just go up. Instead of explaining, let's show. Picture's worth 1,000 words, so a video must be worth 10,000. But I've got this hopper facing into that double chest. Okay. So what I'm going to do is have a water column coming all the way up to here. And then I'm going to stop my water source block right here. So that means it's going to want to flow this way. And it's going to bring the items up here and then flow them right over into that hopper. That's the plan anyway. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping it works, because if it doesn't, might have to redesign this whole thing. I didn't leave myself much room for error. But I figured I would put a little glass case or something right there, just in case, if we're having to debug stuff or watch stuff happen, we can come right here and see the items floating up. Now, these are the input-output chests, right? Or not input-output. This is fuel and input for items. And so we're going to make a hopper column come down, and then down right here, and come over, and come down right here. And that's going to go down to the lower section, right here, in this here spot. Not really. It's kind of a small area, isn't it? So the furnace is 19 blocks wide. Like if you were facing it left to right would be 19 blocks. It is 12 deep. So like if I was standing right here and walked forward 12 blocks, that's how deep it is. And it's 8 blocks tall. So if we were standing right here, 8 blocks up. That's the space that I have to have available underneath for this to work. Now, the area that I have to dig out has to be bigger than that, because I want to at least have walls like this. Like whenever I do hidden buried redstone, we always do these little stone half slab walls, just so that we know it's like a maintenance area. That's kind of my theme, how I like to do it. But I'm trying to figure out where to put this, how to arrange this. Okay. So I could do it left to right. We could go 19 blocks wide that way. And you know what? I haven't even counted this out. Let's see here. Is there a center point to this build? I've got one build I'm working on where I actually broke the rule of 3, and I made it where it's built on 2s instead of 3, so there's no center point to it. But this one has a center point. So 18 minus 1, or 19 minus 1 is 18, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. So if I go 9 blocks that way, and 9 blocks that way. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. Okay. That's really strange. Oh, hang on. I read my notes wrong. It's 19 blocks wide and then 19 blocks wide. Like I picked the center point and I went 19 and 19. So it's 38 blocks wide, actually. I was going to say that's a little smaller than I thought it was. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That makes a little bit more sense. So right here, if I added one more block for the edge. So what I would have to do is either dig down beneath this mess or like build up this stuff a little bit. I'm not certain if I want to do that. And the other thing is that the way the hoppers go down, they go down right to the center of the machine. Okay? So here's my other option. Let's do this. Come on, you break. Break you. You take forever. We could turn the machine 90 degrees so it could go this way. Now that would mean that where the hoppers are is going to be roughly the center point, which is approximately right here. 19 blocks that way is going to be no problem, because if you look, you got to be kidding me. I slept before I started filming. Okay, well, we'll just sleep here in a minute. So see, like practically right here, everything's fine. We could go, probably 100, 200 blocks in that way and be just fine. But off the back of this island is where I have to... Ooh, hello you. You sneaky. I wanted that to be brown. I didn't want you to ever be able to see the sand underneath, because I'm thinking that would not make sense if you saw that. Do we have any more sneakies? Yep, right there. Come with me, sir. So if it's approximately right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then about 9 more that way, which puts us a little more at like right this spot, which could be the ceiling. So if I'm correct, where my feet are right now, the ceiling should be at 56, which means the ceiling that we would see on the inside would be at level 55. And if it's 8 tall, then that would put the floor at 47, or if we dig it out and put in a floor, that would be at level 46. So that's what I need to do. I need to hop in here so it can be safe, and I need to dig that down to level 46. And then from that point, we can start digging out a tunnel area and decorating it like this so I can go ahead and get the guts of this thing built. Let's go ahead and sleep. I may not rest, it's too far away. You got to be kidding me. I'm looking right at it. It's right in my face. Now, there's a reason why I'm not cutting to another clip, because I want to show you one more thing. So, yesterday on the server, I was finishing up this episode. I saw that. You got to be careful when you aim at that. You don't want to aim right there. You'll mess that up. And then I do not have Silk Touch, and I don't feel like going through the headache of trying to get another grass block to spread over there. Is it still up? It is. All right, let's go check this out. I have not seen if this thing is working or not. I just know nobody's decided that he was going to go ahead and build a structure for a beginning iron farm. Just like a very rudimentary one. It's ugly, but hopefully it functions so we can get ourselves some iron. But it doesn't look like it's finished. It looks like he just built the casing with the doors and what will be the water chutes to push the iron golems out. Uh-oh, what's this? Jimmy, he was our favorite villager. He was our second favorite villager. Pardon me. What is this? Stay away from the fire. So were they... What in the world? Were they trying to... Uh-oh. What? Let's just investigate for a second. Okay, here's the thing. I wouldn't mind trying to ride the column up there. The problem is I don't know how I can get back down. Should we do it? Wait, first person to complain about the eyesore has to pretty it up. I wasn't complaining. I was not complaining at all. You know what I was doing? I was commenting. Oh, look at this. What in the world? Oh, it's a fish. Okay. Okay, cool. So they've got the area set up. We just don't have any villagers up here yet. So we don't have a fully functioning iron farm yet. Where's a safe drop? Oh, gosh, my mouse is all of a sudden acting up again. There we go. I don't know what the deal is with that. I think like some junk's been getting in the little optical part. Okay, this is safe. That'll work. Nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over to my area. I'm going to start digging out that underside and getting it prepped and ready. Hopefully they'll get the iron farm up and running. But if they don't, the cool thing about this smelter build that I'm going to do is that you don't exactly have to have the full machine installed for it to work. You can build it in sections. You can add to it until you get the entirety of all of the furnaces installed, which is going to be great. So I'm going to go over here and get this stuff worked out. I'm going to try and see how many hoppers I can make to get at least the beginning of this thing done. And I'm going to bring you back and show you my progress. Check that out. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's just a little... Oh, there goes another one right there. Look at that. So right on the other side of this diagonal is a water column, and I am using soul sand. This is this new cool feature. Let's do this. I'm going to make a little spot for the water to go, and I'll open it up and show you. This is a cool new feature that they've added to 1.13, where soul sand is going to force items to rocket up on water columns. So see those bubbles? Right beneath that block is soul sand, and we've got a dropper right here. So I decided before I set all this stuff up, I would do a test, because I don't know if this is actually going to work or not. So let's do this. I'm going to put an observer right here, and it's going to make it face that observer. That's going to give us a clock. It's going to be a little noisy. What happened? You're not looking the right way. I can never remember how to do these. So is it... There we go. There's our clock. So let's dump a bunch of cobble in there. Uh-oh, I picked something up. I picked it up because I was near the diagonal. So I'm going to have to kind of move where this ladder goes so it doesn't grab stuff. But look. My gosh, look at how fast that stuff goes up. Those water columns are awesome. I love those better than the glass shove items through a solid block to get to the surface trick. That's super fast. So we get up here, and what I love about this is it's silent. You can't hear the inner workings because it's too far down. And look. Items are just pouring into the chest. So can you imagine smelting stuff and items just showing up in the chest that fast? Let's open... Is it this one? Come here, you. See if I can do this. Uh-oh. So we can see right here that items will be coming up to the top of this fluid, and then it's going to turn and go right there in that hopper. I think we're not seeing any more items. Well, that's weird. There's more. Maybe all of it's made it up and it's sitting in that hopper. That's the item hopper. Oh, it's done. Okay. Boop. Boop. There we go. So the next little thing that we're going to need to do on, excuse me, and on top of hollowing out that area at the bottom, I'm going to have to find some slime. I have to figure out where a swamp biome is, which is going to be tricksy because I think that, actually I'm not certain. I've seen a picture of the seed before. I think the area we're working in is a giant ocean with islands. But once you get past this point, there's a lot of mainland. So I'm going to have to set up a little traveler's pack. We're going to have to grab our bed. Get ourselves... Probably, well, I'll skip out on the pants. I think I'll be okay. Get myself some more food for certain. Go ahead and get rid of all these good items that I don't need. I know you're thinking that's good items. Well, trust me. At the beginning level of a server, those are good items. That's what we're working with. Close you. There we go. Oh, no, don't fall. I fell. Let's go and do this. Shut you down because you're noisy. So what we're going to end up doing is pulling a signal from this with a comparator and we're going to send that signal over, and it's going to push the two observers together whenever there's an item in there that needs to be sent up, so that the observer's just not... Actually, you know what? You know what I thought of? Because nobody can hear it, because it's one observer, it's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt the timing of the server. It's just one little bit of redstone. Okay, we'll leave that. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this because it still is pretty noisy. What are you working together with the observer to troll old Piggy? Yeah, we're not going to go look for a swamp biome right now. We will pretty soon, because one of the next builds I'm going to do is going to need some slime, but we'll hold off on that. So, and I keep hearing, sounds like a zombie villager somewhere. I don't know if y'all kept hearing that sound, but the good thing, what that means is maybe we'll get lucky and we'll hit like a cave system. So there'll be a whole lot less area to dig out. That would be great. So what I'm going to get to doing is making sure that all of this lines up with where the furnace array setup is going to go. And then I'm going to get started hollowing out this area so we can begin building the furnace array. All right, everybody. I'm over here. I was growing another spruce redwood. Big old spruce redwood. Good. As long as I get back at least 4 saplings, I know I can plant another one, so I'm good to go. Now, what I want to do is I want to do a little test. I want to do a test. Now, I've got most of the underside of this done. Let's swim over here. I love this swim thing. If we can get it to work. There it goes. Sometimes it's a little tricksy. You got to double tap, and sometimes, depending on where you are in the water, it doesn't want to work. But look at this. Look at this mess. See that? So what I've got to do is come back. I've saved a whole bunch of gravel and sand that I've been collecting from digging out the area. So what I'm going to have to do is just create a little bit more of a taper. And then I feel like we could have a drop-off right there. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, because look, like stuff like this is a drop-off. I mean, you know, not like a straight line. We'll do a little bit. I'll do some dirt, and we'll do a little bit of gravel. But just a little bit of... Oh, hey, Fishy, how are you? But just a little bit of work, and we should be able to get that area to look good. But come on, Piggy, swim. Come on, buddy, you got this. I should just make a boat. You know, it'd make life so much better. But we like swimming. And I didn't bother to look and see how much daylight we got. Oh, we got plenty. Awesome. Okay, so I'm sure that I could do the math. I could just sit there and, oh, look at us. We got food in both hands. That's the pig's life right there, I tell you. We could do the math to figure it all out, but I figured it would just be fun to do stuff on camera. Even if it's simple little stuff, try and just figure out stuff on camera. So Nobody's is over here building 2 structures. He's got the iron farm up and running. Now, I checked it earlier. This thing has got some iron going, which is super duper awesome. The other thing is he's working on a kelp farm right here. And he was saying, hey, you know what we could do? I could get a kelp farm going, and we could use that kelp farm for fuel. Because, where is it? Okay, so see these blocks right here? You can build with these blocks. I'm kind of showing off his build. I'm sorry, Nobody's. I'm going to look away now. But you saw those blocks. So those blocks will cook 20 items. So he's got a kelp farm going, so he's creating like a food source, but he's also creating a renewable source of fuel. So he was talking about maybe using that fuel over at the smelter, which would be awesome. You know, it'd be really awesome. Create some kind of a system that delivers the fuel over there. Maybe something underground, a little secret. I might have to experiment with that. I might have to get with Nobody's. That could be a fun little project. But check this out. Nice. Look what we got going on here. So what I want to do is I want to find out how much materials can we get out of what we've got to work with here. So what we need to do first of all is we need to purge ourselves of all of the material that's going to mess with our experiment, okay? Now, oh good, we got a crafting bench right here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to know how many chests can I make out of a stack of logs. So we'll convert that, okay, it's going to give us 32 chests. And then how many hoppers can we create out of 1 stack of iron? 12. Yikes. Okay, Mr. Nobody's, I do believe I'm doing a little raid here on the on the iron farm. Oh, I used up all the wood. That's what it was. Okay, let's go. Okay, and I did this. I was eating some food, and I was right-clicking the food, and I had the axe in my hand, and it accidentally converted. Get it? At axe. The axe accidentally converted one of these to a strip spruce log, and I was like, I need planks. Watch this. Nice. They had the foresight to go ahead and make it where strip. Oh my gosh, like that, a heart attack. I thought a creeper was about to blow up behind me. But they had the foresight to make strip logs be able to convert to planks, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and convert these. So that's how many chests that we can handle at the moment. We'll have to cut some more trees down. And let's see here. Okay, so we have a stack of hoppers. That's a good start, okay? I know what you're thinking. Really, Piggy? Really? A start? Trust me. The one thing that this smeltery system doesn't lack need for is iron. Nashcrafter joined the game. Welcome back, ma'am. I mean, ma'am. Whoops. Oh, little silly typo there. Come on, Piggy, learn how to type. So we're going to run over here, and I'm going to show you the inner guts of this thing. This has taken me a couple of days to work on. Been popping on in the evenings after work, coming over here and just doing some work on the build so we can get this thing up and running, because I get the feeling that a lot of people are going to want to have bulk cooking as part of their future. What in the world? What? What is this? Did they put a helicopter pad on top of the building? You gotta be kidding me. Okay, Zloy must be up to something. I seriously get I cannot move 2 steps without Zloy doing something to me. But the sun is about to go down, so let's go down here. And I don't have a silk touch tool, so there's no way I can remove that stuff right now. We'll have to see what that's about. But the first thing is, I was going to try and make it do where it was a hopper chest, all the way down. And that was going to help me, like, not use so many hoppers. But the problem is that I need a double hopper coming out of a double chest, because what that does is each hopper is going to pull an item. So that's going to let me each tick pull items and put them down into the cooker. So we're going to need quite a few hoppers to go from up there to down there. I could have built this thing at a much higher elevation. Like, I literally could have built it where this room is, and that would have been fine. But the problem is I needed it to bury underground far enough so that we could hide the cooker with the natural surroundings. So we're going to sneak down here. This is it's a little more janky than I would have liked it to be, but here we go. Look at this. We have got the smelter set up, which is absolutely awesome. So the way this is going to work is this chest is going to take input from the fuel chest above, and this chest is going to take input from items to be cooked. Now, the way this works is as soon as something goes into this chest, it's going to set off this comparator, which is going to shut this torch off, and we're going to just break the torch and pretend like the torch is being shut off, and watch what happens. That power allows a clock on each side to turn on. Okay, a comparator clock. See it turning off and on? No big deal, right? Well, watch this. Whoop! The torches are counting. And what ends up happening is, as these torches turn on, it locks the hopper. And as it locks that hopper, it's going to force the items to go into the next hopper. And so that's how we're going to evenly distribute amongst each of these furnaces one item at a time, therefore maximizing how many items are cooking at one time. So let's go ahead and put that back. So what I've got to do right now is I have to have enough hoppers to fill up this whole side. I don't know if a stack is going to do this. Let's see how far we can get. Because I've also, so we'll do that one, and then oh no. Wait, okay, that one does go straight down right there. Keep going, Piggy. Because I've also got to have enough hoppers to go along the back. We're doing good so far. We're at 46. But I also have to have enough hoppers to go underneath the furnaces and make their way to the return line that's going to send it back up to the surface. Okay, so that is a little bit more than half a stack. So we might actually be able to get 50% of a cooker going. Now the problem is I'm still not going to have enough hoppers to connect the chests up above at the surface. But since we have got an awesome iron farm going, it's just a matter of time. I just have to be patient. You know, grow some trees, give that farm a little bit of time to create the iron we need, and then we should be good to go. Let's see here. We might have enough. I think so. Let's see. We'll do this. Break you. All these are going to feed into that one double chest at the end. 1, 2. Oh, we're one short. But we could actually start cooking with this half of the system. It should be ready to go. Now, I'm not going to put anything in it yet. What I want to do is I want this whole thing to be up and running because I want to do a test. I'm going to do a test where we dump some stuff in up at the surface, and I want to see how long does it take to actually get the materials to show back up at the surface, and then how quickly does it take us to cook a whole stack. I've done this before in a tutorial, but I cannot for the life of me remember what the results were. And with 113, redstone timings might have changed a little bit. So it's good to do another test. Plus, we're on a server, and I've never tested it on a server. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do one more quick edit. I'm going to try and finish this thing up so that I can bring you back, and we're going to watch this thing in action. While you're waiting for that edit to happen, I know it's only a second for you. I know. But if you're interested in building this smelter yourself, I do have a tutorial for it. I will have a link show up on screen, and I will have a link down in the description area where you can go check out how to build this smelter for yourself. So I tell you what. I'm going to go get some more iron. I'm going to get a bunch of hoppers built, get this thing tested up and running, bring you back, and we're going to watch this thing in action. So you just sit tight. Piggy's going to make this thing work. All right, everybody. I'm just waiting for this stuff from these trees, these leaves to despawn so I can get back all my saplings. But I wanted to start over here because I want you to see this. Okay, see in the upper left-hand corner it says 60 FPS. So I'm getting 60 frames per second right now. That's going to be important in a second. Now, this isn't going to be this way forever. I've got to optimize this thing, but this is the way, this is the headache we'll have to put up with for right now. So as I get closer to this thing, you're going to notice the screen's getting pretty jittery, right? Getting a little wonky crazy going on. Let's get up in here. 35 FPS. So it's basically dropping to half. Now, I suspect some of this has to do with the fact we're not able to use Optifine yet because it hasn't come out for 113. But the other thing I suspect is going on is some optimization issues with Minecraft itself with constant running redstone. See, right now, I've got the redstone system running constantly. I'll show you why in just a second. But we have got some charcoal. Yes, we do. I've been cooking up charcoal so I can get this thing seeded with a bunch of fuel. So we put this in, we can see that it's starting to go. That's getting distributed amongst all the furnaces at the bottom. So we have an empty chest right here. Do I have sound? I can't tell if I have sound or not. Let me see here. Say, I got my monitor. There it goes. I have my monitor turned down. That's what it was. So all of y'all hearing sound, you're like, Piggy? Piggy. What's going on, buddy? Still haven't figured out who put that up there. I put it in our Discord chat. Nobody fessed up to it. So now I'm going to have to watch every single video that comes out, every single frame to see if I can catch the culprit, if they film themselves, that is. So right here, we're going to dump the stuff to be cooked. Now, right now, like I said, I'm just making charcoal so that this machine has some fuel. So we're going to dump that in there. Now, this takes a moment for it to warm up. Because basically what has to happen is that first item you put in the furnace takes a few seconds. I think it takes approximately 10 seconds for one item to smelt in a furnace. But once it starts going, it's just going to be a steady flow. Don't you make a liar out of me. Keep going. There it goes. So now that it's warmed up, it's just going to keep doing this until we get all of our items back. And this is basically at whatever speed the item dispenser that's going into that water column, that's how fast that's going. And that's based off of a observer clock. But you can see just in the amount of time I've been talking, we've already got ourselves a stack. So while that's still cooking, let's go down here and you can see this thing in full action. Now, the problem that I had was when I made the original design, the input chest, you would put your bulk of items. And so the comparator, I'm almost tempted to shut this thing off so we can walk around in here. This comparator is supposed to read a full chest. So as long as there's items in there, it's going to keep running and allowing things to get distributed. The problem is this chest is not where we're putting the items in. We're putting it in way up there. So as the items come down through here, you've only got one at a time passing through here. So the problem was the comparator would turn on and off based off of when an item went through this chest. And so this distribution system with this clock, it wasn't working. Now I've gone ahead and lit up this area as much as possible to get rid of any lighting updates, to get rid of lag. That really hasn't helped. The only other thing I can think of is, I can't remember if it's droppers or dispensers we put on hoppers to cut down on server lag for that. So if y'all remember, if y'all can put that down in the comment section, we can go and optimize that as well. But what I'm going to need to do, oh, nobody's just sleeping. Thank you, sir. What I'm going to need to do is pull a signal, a comparator signal, from the chests up above. And then I'm going to need to run that signal down through here with a buffer clock that basically is going to buy time before it shuts this off for the items to go from up there and make their way down in here. But you can definitely see that Mr. Nobody's iron farm is working because we finally got all the hoppers we need. But this thing is running. It never shuts down. It runs 24/7. It's like a super mega store. But you can see all the items are cooking. Oh, they're all shutting down. So apparently they all that stuff is all cooked up. And look at it go. And I think that was it. So in the amount of time that we talked, oh, there's Mr. Kane. Yeah, we just swapped over to a new host for our server. So we're testing all that out to see if that works. But this is it. This is the Mega Super Smelter. Like I said, I will have a link in the description and up on screen so that you can see how to build this yourself. And I am going to go up here to the surface. We're going to swap over all of that charcoal into the furnace input, not the furnace input, the fuel input. So that way we have fuel to cook all our stuff, which is awesome. So we have got our first community project 99% done. A little bit of optimization to get going, but I wanted to make sure, I figured it would be better to suffer with a little bit of FPS drop and have this thing just constantly running so that people can use it instead of having to like keep it shut down for a couple more days while I get it. But right here is where we're going to pull that signal. So we'll get all that stuff sorted out. And then we're going to need to get a way to get over here, and then we're going to need to get a way to get some fuel in this thing. But that is awesome. That is super duper awesome. Project check mark. We got it done. So if y'all enjoyed this episode, please click that like button. If you're new to the channel, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe. But only subscribe if you want to. No pressure at all. But thank you all so much for watching. I've really enjoyed building this, and I can't wait to get moving on to the next project, and I can't wait to see you there, and that's when I hope to see you, is in the next episode of Decidedly Vanilla.